Thursday's weather will be very similar to the past few days, but the key difference is that our winds will finally settle down. Then on Friday, we'll have more clouds move into the area as we get ready for some weekend showers. All the details coming up.
I need my riders. I need them real bad. Yeah, I got no show without my riders.
Now at 10, screenwriters across the country are going on strike. What that means for your favorite shows and movies.
Also ahead, a local sanitation worker severely injured on the job. Why the accident isn't impacting his outlook on life.
And the latest on the deadly shooting in Atlanta today as your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it. As coverage you can count on begins with that active shooter situation in Atlanta today that dominated the headlines all afternoon. Police say a man opened fire inside the waiting room of a hospital. One woman was killed, 4 others were injured.
Officers swarmed the city's Midtown neighborhood in search of the 24-year-old suspect. Atlanta police said they caught the suspected shooter, Deon Patterson, earlier this evening.
Now, the chief telling reporters a 39-year-old woman died at the scene. The 4 injured victims, all women as well, 25, 29, 56, and 71 years old. They are fighting for their lives at Grady Hospital. That's from the mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens.
We also have new developments in the investigation into the shooting death of a 13-year-old in Richmond County. The suspect was arrested today in Pennsylvania. Gregory Lewis is suspected in the shoot in connection with the death of Buddy Brown. Brown was shot and killed outside Richmond Summit Apartments on Broad Street in March. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office has several outstanding warrants against Lewis, and it's you see Gregory Thornton there on the screen. He faces extradition back to Augusta.
It's time now for a first check of our weather.
And here's meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
Well, it was another beautiful day. We've had plenty of sunshine all this week. It definitely was windy once again, though. The good news is that our wind advisories are now over. That red flag warning about the fire weather is now over as well. Winds are settling down. Skies are still clear outside. There's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the airport. Today's high temperature was pretty much right on track with what we've seen since Monday. That's the mid-70s, so we're still below average. Our low temperatures have also been below average, 48 degrees this morning, and right now we're seeing the 60s and some upper 50s. 61 in Barnwell and Allendale, 60 degrees exactly in Augusta, 55 in Swainsboro, Wrightsville 52, and 61 in Washington. So not too cold yet, but we will be pretty chilly once we go into the overnight hours. So those winds are still a little breezy. We're seeing 8 miles per hour in Augusta, 5 in Aiken, 6 in Waynesboro, coming in from the northwest. We have a lot of dry air in place as well. Dew points are in the 30s and low 40s. Now we're going to have high pressure move over the area tomorrow, continuing our dry conditions and bringing lots of sunshine. So the weak disturbances that have been passing through, bringing those gusty winds, are now headed out of here, and high pressure is going to be moving in. That'll cause some calmer winds tomorrow, so not nearly as high as they have been. Feeling chilly in the morning, looking good by the afternoon, nice and sunny and warm, 75 degrees by the 3 o'clock hour. So overall, a great Thursday in store. On Friday, clouds are going to move into the area, and then we'll have a few showers on Saturday, followed by a big warm-up next week. Coming up, I'll have a look at the temperatures and everything you can expect, but back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jenna. A sanitation worker lost his legs following an accident in Aiken County. He's now facing a long road to recovery. Here's Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Talk.
Only by the grace of God that I'm still here, but I'm also, it's good to be strong and have a lot of mental strength. To be physically strong. You gotta have all that just to take in what happened, because most people won't survive that.
In April, Matthew Lex was working on Pine Grove Road when he got hit by a car. He was pinned against a vehicle. The impact crushed his pelvis.
I was thinking about a whole lot of things. I was thinking about, am I going to be able to walk in? Am I going to be able to have a normal life? I was kind of just thinking about, everything.
Oh, he's 6'5", 6'6". Had he been shorter, the way that truck hit his legs, he would not have survived. It would have hit his torso and he would have bled to death.
In the hospital, he was given nearly 20 units of blood and placed on a ventilator. He has had major surgery and faces even more.
They had to end up amputating his leg. His left leg has a high leg amputation to the thigh, and he has a below mid-calf amputation as well.
What's up, leg?
The family now planning to make modifications to their home.
Matthew's bedroom, his game room, everything will happen on the second level. So we're going to have to make extensive modifications to accommodate a wheelchair. Even his bed will have to be probably a medical bed initially.
His mom, Cheryl Welsh, says sanitation workers need more help.
There need to be devices in place, a cylinder or something going around them that no one should ever have to be hit. They're bodily hit with a moving vehicle.
So Matthew, what's next for you?
Whatever, just trying to walk again and do stuff like trying to walk again and get my life together and have a enjoy life.
I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Capichstock, WJBF News Channel 6.
Some high school students in Augusta had the chance today to learn about careers in scientific research. The Georgia Cancer Center Mobile Lab stopping by A.R. Johnson Magnet School today. This is a program that visits high school students while they're in class, and it shows them how they could be the next generation of cancer scientists.
The whole purpose of this is to, one, train and inform the next generation of cancer researchers. And this is a goal of the National Cancer Institute that we are participating in.
Markowitz says the Cancer Center plans to visit more schools throughout the area.
Production of some of your favorite TV shows and movies is now on hold. ABC's Melissa Adon is in Los Angeles now with the latest.
Screenwriters coast to coast going on strike Tuesday afternoon. Nearly 12,000 members of the Writers Guild Union starting to picket. The union and an association of media companies failed to agree to new contract terms.
Guillermo speaks better Hebrew than George Santos.
Scripted shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is owned by ABC's parent company Disney, and other late-night favorites, will start showing reruns until an agreement is reached between the union and the TV networks and studios.
I need my writers. I need them real bad. Yeah, I got no show without my writers.
Writers are calling not just for pay increases, but how they are paid.
Writers now are no longer paid as much as they used to be. They're paid for shorter series, and they're not seeing any of the residuals that you used to see back in the old days.
Some writers say streaming platforms and AI have transformed the media landscape for the worse. With the lack of a regular seasonal calendar, it has hurt how long writers are paid.
The industry has changed in huge ways in the last 5 or 10 years that have made it increasingly difficult for screenwriting to be a stable middle-class career.
In 2007, Hollywood writers entered a full-fledged strike that lasted 100 days, also hurting local economies. This strike likely to cause an impact in LA, New York, and Georgia, where many shows and films are produced.
If this starts going on a bit, the networks are not going to be able to put together their shows for the fall.
The Alliance of Media says that it did offer writers a generous compensation increase, but they are aware and they're fully committed to reaching a mutually beneficial deal. At this point, there's no word on how long this strike is expected to last. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Did you know the godfather of soul was born on this day in 1933? Yep, 90 years ago in Barnwell, South Carolina. Great reason to visit the statue in his honor on Broad Street. If you missed the chance to celebrate tonight, there is a huge chance to do so this weekend. The James Brown Birthday Get Down Party, Saturday at the Augusta Museum of History, 3 in the afternoon until 11 p.m. Live performances, food trucks, concessions, art, and fun for the kids.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Wednesday evening. It's been a beautiful week. Definitely very windy, though. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. It's still nice and clear outside with dry roadways. 60 degrees is our temperature, still pretty mild. We have a west wind of 8 miles per hour, so still a little breezy as well. Dew points are in the upper 30s, and no fog to worry about tonight. Visibility is perfect. Now it's much cooler along our western counties. 52 in Sandersville and Wrightsville, 55 in Sparta, but 62 over in Waynesboro, 61 in Aiken, upper 50s in Saluda, 61 in Edgefield, and 60 down in Sylvania. Winds are coming in from the northwest. We're seeing around 5 to 8 miles per hour, and as we go into the overnight hours, we'll have pretty light winds, and tomorrow won't be nearly as windy. Now that's due to this high pressure moving in from the west. That'll bring some calmer conditions for our Thursday, but we'll still have plenty of dry air in place with a lot of sunshine. So we're keeping those conditions around. You can see all the orange on our water vapor loop. And as we look to the west on Thursday, we will have storms develop out in Texas. That's what we'll be watching for potential impacts over the weekend for our area. But in the meantime, we'll keep it nice and dry for your Thursday. Over the next few days, we're going to see temperatures gradually rise, 80 degrees for Saturday, but check out this time next week. We'll be near 90 degrees, seeing a lot of mid to upper 80s for the next several days to come, along with isolated to scattered rain chances. That begins on Friday, and into next week, we'll have those chances of rain as well. However, none of these days look to be a washout. Now, for tomorrow, though, definitely no rain to worry about. We'll see a west wind around 6 miles per hour in the afternoon. Temperatures climbing into those mid-70s, very consistent with what we had today. Here's the high pressure moving in Thursday morning, clouds staying out of our area. By 9 o'clock on Thursday, we'll see the system continue to strengthen out towards the west. A warm front will be in our area on Friday. We'll have some isolated shower chances, very light rain with another line of storms and showers moving in on Saturday afternoon. Now by noon on Friday, we'll still be dry, but we will have a lot of clouds around. By 3 o'clock, we'll have some sprinkles possible, very light rain, possibly more batches of rain coming in at night, but overall I'm keeping those rain chances very low for your Friday. And as I mentioned, we could see some more showers move in on Saturday with that system out towards the west. Now lows tonight will be in the low to mid 40s, a little bit colder. And as we go into tomorrow, we'll see those mid-70s once again, another below average day. Your 10-day forecast looks beautiful for Thursday, very cloudy on Friday. Then over the weekend, we'll have that chance of rain drying out on Sunday, though, with isolated rain chances into next week with temperatures warming into the upper 80s, and our lows will be in the low 60s. Back to you.
Gemma, thank you so much. Hundreds of students at a local university are turning their tassels, participating in commencement exercises for the class of 2023. Nikita Dennis is live in the Satellite News Center now with more.
USC Aiken is a university big on science and engineering, and the commencement speaker applied those two things to life itself during his speech.
It's been wonderful. The program was excellent. The professors were great. Really enjoyed the program, so I feel very accomplished today.
It's a new journey for students at USC Aiken as 381 graduates walk the stage on Wednesday. This year's commencement speaker is Dr. Wjbf, director of the Savannah River National Laboratory and former U.S. Senior Executive Service member. Applying science to his speech, Dr. Wjbf has more than 30 years of experience in chemistry and cybersecurity.
Argon is only a fraction of the air, but with every breath we take, more than billion trillion argon atoms enter your lung and leave when you exhale.
Students say they will use this encouragement to walk through life after graduating.
Well, he just said say yes, so like saying yes to this interview, but also just saying yes in life, that you gain more things from saying yes.
You can choose to avoid risk and say no, but only yes accomplishes something. Saying yes has some inherent risks. Fortunately, your education here has prepared you to take risks.
Dr. Wjbf did receive an honorary degree from the university. Live in the Satellite News Center, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
The suspect in a deadly Texas shooting has been arrested. We have the details coming up.
Do you suffer?
The man accused of killing 5 neighbors in Texas, including a child, captured after being on the run for days. Matt Rivers has more on how this all unfolded.
Overnight, the arrest an entire community was waiting for. Accused killer Francisco Oropesa slumped, shirtless, cuffed, now facing 5 counts of murder.
He now will be taken to my jail and where his new residence will be.
Authorities in Cleveland, Texas, laying out the details. Oropesa's time on the run ending with an anonymous call at 5:15 p.m. local time Tuesday.
The tip for the suspect's location came in through the FBI's tip line.
About an hour after that call came in, officers descending on this home, just 11 miles or so from the original crime scene. A source close to the investigation telling ABC station KTRK the home belonging to an Oropesa family member. Border Patrol, Texas State Troopers, and U.S. Marshals went inside.
He was caught hiding in a closet underneath some laundry.
It marked the end of an urgent manhunt that began late Friday, when the sheriff says Oropesa argued with his neighbors. He was outside his house shooting his AR-15 for fun, and they asked him to stop. Shortly after, that's when police say he entered their home and gunned down 5 people inside. He then disappeared, whereabouts unknown for days, an entire area on edge. Authorities now hoping his arrest brings relief.
What's your message to the family members?
They can rest easy now because he is behind bars.
Coming up, another area girls soccer team set to play for a state championship. And the South Carolina High School baseball playoffs head to the second round.
Brendan has all that and more in sports.
Over. Braves brought their bats to get their second straight win over the Miami Marlins, 14-6. Marcelo Ozuna and Ozzie Albies with 2 home runs each. Braves had 7 total. They're 20-10 this season. First place in the NL East, Game 3, just after 4 on Thursday. The Greenbrier girls soccer team hoping to make some program history and win their first ever state championship. They are 19-0 on the year. They will play Chambly Thursday at 5 o'clock at Duluth High School for a shot at the title.
Very exciting. It's like a chance for us to make history because our team hasn't made, or like our school hasn't made it to the finals before. When we've won region, everyone was so supportive and we just had like the best experience of that. Just being able to walk out and see everyone in the stands supporting you, to know that your work isn't just going unnoticed, like you're doing it for a reason and doing it for this team.
Good luck to them. And this week's WJBF Scholar Athlete of the Week is Washington Wilts senior Emma King. Plays a bunch of sports at Washington Wilts, including being on the cheerleading and soccer teams. Been a leader in the classroom as well. Top 3 in her class, 4.0 GPA. Hopes to pursue a career in sports medicine and physical therapy in the future. Her family and friends say she's hardworking and admired by all who know her.
I feel like it's a lot harder for athletes to get awards just because they're always so busy, and it's really good. Emma works 2 jobs. She does 3 sports, and she's got a 4.0 GPA, so no, she's awesome. She does all the things all the time. She keeps herself busy, and she's doing it all by herself.
She is a force on the field, on the sidelines, and she's also great in the classroom. She's just a great student. And this is from Coach Britt, who coaches her in soccer. She said, I just say that she's an extremely motivated and determined student athlete. She balances her academics with her athletics as well as working 2 jobs. She's a leader on and off the field, and that's exactly how I see her.
Congratulations to Emma and her family. We'll be right back.
Patient info, visit crownandlupus.com. The 10th Annual Lupus Walk, brought to you by these sponsors.
And last but not least, a security scare at Buckingham Palace just days before the coronation of King Charles.
And a man arrested accused of throwing objects, including what police think are shotgun cartridges, onto palace grounds.
ABC's James Longman has more.
This morning, heightened security around Buckingham Palace after a frightening situation there just days before King Charles' coronation. London's Metropolitan Police says a man was arrested Tuesday after he approached the gates and threw items suspected to be shotgun cartridges onto palace grounds. The man was quickly detained after police say they found he was carrying a knife. There were no shots fired and no injuries reported. Buckingham Palace confirming neither the King or the Queen were there when this happened. The man was also carrying a suspicious bag, according to authorities, and they performed a controlled explosion as a precaution.
What was that? What the hell was that?
That blast was heard on live television during this moment of a GB News broadcast.
We're going to have to evacuate now. So I'm very sorry to say that it is good evening for me for the time being, as I think that was probably a controlled explosion in the background. That's what it sounded like to me. We will no doubt find out later.
Britain reportedly drawing in thousands of officers from across the UK to protect against potential threats, with police placed all along the procession route and snipers positioned on nearby rooftops. Now, none of this affected overnight rehearsals for the coronation procession. Thousands of military personnel have been practicing around the clock ahead of the big day. James Longman, ABC News in London.
Going to be a big weekend there. Going to be a pretty weekend here, it looks like.
Yeah, we have great weather. It's been that way all week long. It's just been very windy, but the good news is that the winds are finally settling down tomorrow. So we're keeping the sunshine and the dry conditions along with temperatures in the mid-70s, but finally those winds will be much lighter. 76 degrees in the afternoon, starting out in the low 40s. Then will be mostly cloudy on Friday, warming up over the weekend into the 80s with a few showers on Saturday. Next week we'll have isolated to scattered showers around with much warmer temperatures in the upper 80s as highs, and our lows will be in the low 60s. So feeling more like summertime.
Finally, yeah.
Yes.
Well, the news continues at the top of the hour on WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hogan's Heroes next here.
This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Laura Johnson. Tonight we have another life-changing jackpot for you. It's worth an estimated $72.2 million. So get those tickets out. Let's play. That first number up is 26. Followed by the number 21. Tonight we're going to meet Dennis Goodman, who won $150,000 playing Powerball. Congratulations, Dennis. Now for the rest of those numbers, we've got 47, 30, rounding it out with 45. Your Powerball number tonight, good luck everyone, is 23, and your Power Play multiplier is 3. Let's take a look at those numbers one last time. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. We'll see you back here Saturday night. Good night, everyone.
The weather looks lovely tomorrow. We'll have plenty of sunshine, staying nice and dry with comfortable temperatures. Then as we go into Friday, we'll see more clouds in the area, followed by some rain on Saturday. All those details coming up.
And it is time now for our first check of the forecast.
Meteorologist Jenna Petracci joining us now.
Well, it was another beautiful day, nice and sunny. And as we go into tomorrow, we'll see plenty of sunshine once again, staying dry as well with comfortable temperatures, and the winds will be much lighter. So that'll be a nice change of pace. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Waynesboro. Today's high temperature was only 76 degrees, feeling more like fall-like weather this week when typically we're in those low 80s. Now for our mornings, it's been pretty chilly. We woke up to 48 degrees this morning. Typically we're in the mid-50s. Right now we're seeing a lot of 50s, 55 in Thompson and Evans, 57 in Augusta, Allendale at 61, 53 in Millen, 54 in Sylvania, upper 40s now in Wrightsville, 52 in Edgefield. Now winds are coming in from the northwest, still pretty breezy, but those winds certainly aren't as high as they were earlier today. We no longer have any wind advisories in place. Dew points are still pretty low. We have high pressure over the area, keeping us dry with 39 degrees as that dew point in Augusta and Aiken. So on satellite and radar, we're not seeing any clouds, definitely no rain across the two-state. There's that high pressure building into the area, and that'll bring the calmer winds for our Wednesday. So looking good overall, just a chilly start to the day. We'll be nice and sunny and warm by 3 o'clock, 75 degrees. So overall, a great Thursday, really can't complain. Clouds move in on Friday, possibly some isolated showers around, with more rain moving in on Saturday, followed by a big warm-up next week. Coming up, I'll have all the details on your forecast, but back to you.
Jenna, thank you. And Aiken Man is recovering as best he can.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Wednesday evening. I hope you've been enjoying the sunshine this week. We're still seeing nice, clear skies. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport. Still a little breezy outside. Winds aren't nearly as high as they were earlier, though. No longer under any wind advisories. We have a west wind of 8 miles per hour. Temperatures in the upper 50s. Dew points are in the upper 30s. So still very dry outside, seeing a mix of low 50s through low 60s, and even some spots in the upper 40s. So pretty big spread of temperatures here. We're seeing 48 in Wrightsville, 54 in Swainsboro, but 61 over in Allendale, 54 in Aiken, and 64 in Evans. Winds are coming in from the northwest, really only up to 8 miles per hour at this time. Winds will become even lighter as we go into the overnight hours and as this high pressure continues to track over our area. This will bring the lighter winds for our Thursday, but we're keeping the dry air in place on our water vapor loop. You can still see all that orange across the CSRA. So we'll have some storms out towards the west tomorrow that'll impact Texas and parts of Louisiana and Mississippi on Friday, but we'll keep it nice and dry on Thursday and the majority of Friday. Now, temperatures are still going to be below average over the next couple of days. Then we'll make it to 80 degrees on Saturday, and we're steadily warming up each day. Now, believe it or not, by next Wednesday, we'll be at 89 degrees. Finally back to above average temperatures, feeling more like early summertime. Now, rain chances are also going to look pretty summer-like, around 20 to 40% on and off chances throughout pretty much every day over the weekend and next week. Now, in the meantime, tomorrow, though, definitely no rain to worry about. It will be nice and sunny. A chilly start to the day in the upper 40s, mid-70s by later on in the afternoon. So here's this pressure moving over us, 6 a.m. on Thursday. Winds will be pretty light. We'll have nice sunshine. Notice the clouds, though, out towards the west with this warm front producing showers and thunderstorms across Texas. This will lose a lot of its strength by the time it approaches our area, but we'll still see some rain chances as we go into Friday afternoon and for our Saturday. So we're going to have a little bit of rain here and there, but overall not looking too bad. Now, by the afternoon on Friday, it'll still be dry, just very cloudy, but we'll see some rain here and there moving in. Looks to be very light. Now, as we go into Friday evening, same situation. We'll have pockets of rain coming in and then another line moving in on Saturday. Our lows tonight will be in the low 40s, so definitely a below average evening. And then as we go into tomorrow, we'll see mid-70s once again. Nice and sunny. Over the next 10 days, it's going to be cloudy on Friday, partly cloudy over the weekend with a few showers around. Temperatures will be in the low 80s. Then next week, we'll warm up even more into the mid to upper 80s, and our low temperatures will be in the upper 50s through low 60s. So definitely much warmer next week. So enjoy these cooler temperatures while they last.
Yeah, we sure will. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
A bill that would make it easier to build new hospitals and add more beds is moving forward in the South Cape.
A bed of Zaxby's cream pies.
Woo! Sausage! Zaxby's!
First responders in West Carlisle, Texas, having to get creative when it came to getting a new fire truck. That included doing it themselves. They made that rig with welding skills they just learned.
Yeah, with more than $100,000 of grant money and 500 hours of work, the crew finally finished their truck. Now they're ready to fight grass fires in the area.
Great job.
That's how you get it done.
Yeah. Same thing we do on that.
Yeah, looks good.
Well, our forecast looks really good this week. We have nice sunshine once again tomorrow. More clouds on Friday, staying mostly dry. Then we'll have a little bit of rain on Saturday. Temperatures will be into the low 80s. And then next week, we're warming up big time. We'll see mid to upper 80s, feeling more like early summertime, especially with those low temperatures. We're going from the low 40s all the way to the low 60s next week with isolated rain chances pretty much each day.
All right. Well, that is our report for now, everybody. And we thank you for watching. Make sure you download our mobile app for breaking news and weather.
Have a great night.